Can you bring a gun to a knife fight? Let's talk about that. Hey everybody, this is Mike with Personal Protection Academy. Can you bring a gun to a knife fight or a fist fight or a bat fight? Yeah, you can. Because what we're looking at here is not equality of means, but equality of outcome. Can you kill me with your bare hands? Some of you are saying, no, I couldn't. I'm too small. I'm too whatever. Yes, you could. If you punch me in the nose and I fall backwards and hit my head, I could die. So if you come at me, even as a smaller person, with the intent to lay hands on me, I can deploy a firearm without you having a firearm, because I'm concerned about the outcome, which is great bodily harm or death. And inside of this argument, you have to look at the concept of disparity of force. Disparity of force is going to play a big role in this. So what's disparity of force? Some of this might not be really politically correct to talk about, but disparity of force would be something like this. Can a man inflict more harm on a woman? Generally, I know we're not supposed to talk about the differences between boys and girls, but yes, men have bigger muscle mass and bone density in general forms, yes, of course. But yes, a woman has a disparity of force against a man, all things being equal. So a woman can deploy a firearm to defend herself against a man attacking with his bare hands. What about size? You've got a 5 foot tall, skinny guy, and you've got a 6 foot tall, big, jacked, yoked guy. Yeah, disparity of force. That's what we're looking at here. Is that little guy can deploy a firearm much easier than the big guy can, because he knows that he can have great bodily harm or death at the hands of the big dude. What about age? Yeah, for sure you can. I'm a 56-year-old old fat white guy who had back surgery a few years ago. A young 25-year-old healthy dude walks in that door, I can fear for my life based on my inability to protect myself as well as I used to, because of my back injuries and my weight and my size. What about skill disparity? If you know, not assume, but you know that person has a greater level of skill than you. You have seen Chuck Liddell fight on UFC. You have seen a boxer. You have seen someone who walks out of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. You know the name Royce Gracie, and you see Royce Gracie or Chuck Liddell or any of these guys come at you. You know they have skill level that you don't and can inflict great bodily harm or death. So if you know, not if you assume, right? You just can't see a guy with a thick neck and tattoos on the side of his head and cauliflower ears and say he must be really skilled at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You can't just assume those kind of things. Numbers is another form of disparity of force. 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 3-on-2. My wife and I walk out of the movie theater and there's 3 guys surrounding our truck as we go to get in. That's a disparity of force. I can bring a gun to a fist fight in a situation like that. So these issues are relevant. Don't just think you can't deploy a firearm if you don't see a firearm. If you see a knife, a bat, a brick, or bare hands under the right circumstance, if that disparity of force exists, you can absolutely do that. Now, keep in mind, the flip side of this is if someone says, hey, you're an asshole, I can't just shoot them for that. There's no threat there, right? There has to be the fear of great bodily harm or death. And if that's present, then you can use a greater level of force. You've got to try to equal it out. Again, it's not just the level of force, it's the results, right? And so if someone throws a candy at your chest, you can't then shoot them 5 times in the chest, right? It has to be something on a level playing field. It has to be reasonable in that matter. And the disparity of force really helps with this understanding that indeed, I can be killed by someone who is younger, bigger, more skilled, and outnumbers me, right? So we have to think about those things. So, what about you? Would you bring a gun to a knife fight? You might want to consider that. You might want to consider the disparity of force issue as it relates to that. So, tell me what you think in the comments down below, and we will see you next time on the range. Take care. Bye bye.